Very common question is, what do you know about the company? And could occur in a lot of different parts of the interview process. Could even occur in a screening interview, but a lot of times it happens later in an interview process as well. One thing they're really trying to gauge here is not that you've studied up on the company or you know all the ins and outs. They know you won't, but they want to know if you're taking the whole process seriously. Are you a really legitimate candidate? If you know some things about the company, that shows that you're serious and you're interested and you're not just interviewing with a whole bunch of people hoping something sticks or you can get a job somewhere. So in this question, you want to share specific things you know about the company. Particularly, this is where you want to listen and take notes after each of the interviews that you might have in a process, because they might share tidbits or unique things not only about the wider company, but about that individual department that you can then share and really make that connection of the dots and how you might fit in with that organization. So this question is all about, do you know a little bit about the company, and then really kind of tie it in how you would fit in with the organization itself. So let's take a look at an example of that. Well, I tell you, before I started the interview process, I did a lot of research on the company. I actually already knew a lot about the company because I've just been interested in XYZ Corp forever, actually. But then I did some extra research and got more and more excited, particularly about this particular position that I'm interviewing for, because I know I can just contribute in so many ways. So I do realize that with the organization, you're making a strategic move into China, and I think that's a new market, and I think it's a great idea. I think that's probably very, very exciting, particularly for your department. I know when I was interviewing with Tom a little bit earlier, we talked a lot about the China move and about how the support of the home office is going to be critical in that, and how his team supports that, and how in this role that I'm looking at, and hopefully maybe I'll get a job offer for if everything turns out right, that I can really make a contribution with that, with the China strategy and move behind it. So I've been interested in the company for a long time, very excited about the move in China, and I love your product line as far as with the X product and the Y product and the Z product. And boy, I'm learning even more about the team. That sounds like a great team as well. Okay, so you see I took something that might be in the news that I learned off the website. We look in the career section of the company, you can learn a little bit more, and shared that, some of those big strategic things. But then I worked on some specifics about things I learned from Tom or about the team. With this example, maybe a little bit, too much of like, oh, am I great, or isn't this great? But I'm really just showing that I know specifics. I'm not saying things like, oh, I think you're a great company. I'm talking about, yeah, it's a great company. I've learned about you before. I've studied even more. And hey, let me talk about your strategy with China. Let me talk about, your particular team. This shows I'm doing more, even just some basic research, but I'm doing more than the average person. And it really shows that I'm a player and a professional and somebody you should really take some interest in.